Hi, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your April 2021 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading and clear the energy space, once again a reminder not to be scammed by anybody in the comment box pretending to be me offering you a reading. This person is not me, they are a scammer. Do not be scammed. I will not be soliciting you for anything. With that said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Now let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Taurus, April 2021, money and career. Taurus, April 2021, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay. This. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Fantastic. Let's see the chakra energy for this time. And the cards have already been shuffled and meditated upon. So let's see. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Fantastic. The energy we are to be mindful of during this time. What is the energy that Taurus is to be mindful of? April 2021, money and career. What is the energy that Taurus is to be mindful of? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Fantastic. Let's just take a moment because these cards are so pretty and just admire the back, which I think is beautiful. Those roses, peonies, whichever flower they are. Okay, so let's see what the tarot has to say. We're crowned here with the Lovers. So that's Gemini energy, time frame May 21st to June 20th. If you are born with the on the cusp with Gemini, or if you have Gemini in your chart, know that's going to come out. And oh my gosh, the Spirit is just showing me it bothering you so much because there's so much to be done. And Gemini is just like the curious, like, oh, let's try this. Oh, let's try this. Let's look at this. So do be mindful of that, but it is actually going to be a fantastic blessing for you. Okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, Divinity is giving you a gift of prosperity. The Two of Wands. The Ace of Swords, a gift of knowledge is coming from Divinity. And the Ace of Wands. Oh my gosh, it's a time of great gifts. And the Four of Wands, happiness, coming together, rejoicing. Oh my gosh, I love this. So let's see your chakra energy. We have peace with the crown chakra, which we'll get into. Well, let's start by talking about peace. Peace is going to be intrinsically important if we are going to be able to take these gifts, to look into the world, to be able to move forward and to build the life that we want and not feel like we're just floating because that's going to be something that is really going to be kind of nipped in the bud during this time. I don't want to be floating. I don't want to be, just thinking, oh, it doesn't matter, like kind of very nihilistic. This is a time where the tendency is, I want this, I'm going after this, and I have the blessings behind me of prosperity and career, okay, right here, and also the knowledge to be able to piece things together that I couldn't piece before, to understand what was once elusive to me. And with the crown chakra coming through, and the crown chakra saying, embrace peace, embrace divinity within the world, embrace divinity within the self. This is saying, don't think that financial success and career success is different than living a kind of spiritually aware life. And that is just so true. That is the way that I see beauty coming together. And what we're going to see here is that need for peace within ourselves, because we're going to see that it has been shaken, it has been tested. We have questioned whether we'll ever find that peace, whether we'll ever have that beauty moving forward. And this is a time where we embrace the peace of ourselves. We embrace this greater understanding, and it's going to be through meditation. It can be through starting the day or embracing yoga throughout the day or at different times, just to see if we're off balance. I would recommend it at the beginning of the day to see if we're off balance with ourselves, to see where we have to kind of recalibrate to move ourselves forward in the direction that we want. It can be through meditation. We can also achieve that through meditation, just through checking in with our bodies. And even if we know, oh, I'm not there today, I'm not where I want to be. And to embrace peace is to embrace a sense of love, because we can't be in love with our world and we can't be in peace with our world when there is chaos within us. So that's going to be absolutely important during this time. And then we have the Chariot, which is Cancer energy, time frame June 21st to July 22nd. This is a person we have to be mindful of. This is a person who's just going to charge forward, usually using emotional manipulation. There we go. Those were the words I lost. Using a sense of privilege, using a sense of even kindness, but it's not kindness. It's going to be, I'm doing this for you, so then you feel obligated to do this for me. And it's going to be a sense of, I'm not sure where I stand with this person, because at one moment you're going to think, oh, they're right on my side, they totally understand me. And at the next moment, you're going to think, what the heck is going on here? Like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So be very mindful of this person, of this energy. And it's a sense of a person who wants to move. I'm just saying a person who wants to move beyond their station. Like, it's the Peter principle in business. You rise to the level of your inability, which sounds super harsh, but business is harsh, right? So here, it's like this person isn't as capable as they would like everybody to think they are. And because they aren't as capable, they're using this kind of bully mentality to say, well, see, I deserve to be here. And see, you have to be subordinate to me. And that's going to be something, I mean, Taurus, if the person was competent, you'd look at them and be like, I don't like you, but I see where you're coming from. But an incompetent person who is being a bully, you can't stand. I mean, just out of all the signs that could be able to kind of like swallow things and say, okay, fine, we'll just let this roll, you're definitely not one of them. And that's actually a really, really good thing. So it really keeps you from being walked all over. Let's look at the Lovers. Or if you are walked all over, you nip it in the bud really fast. So the Lovers comes in, and the Lovers is this Gemini energy coming forward. It is a sense of duality. This and that is true. You're going to be looking at things and saying, well, there's more than one way to see it. And let me try this. Let me look at that. There's a curiosity during this time, and it's following passion. It's following a gut feel. It's following this instinctual, intuition that is leading you forward. And you're going to be looking at things and saying, well, why not? Why not try this? Why not try that? Why not embrace my love, my passion, my desire as I move forward? And this is going to be very powerful for you during this time. The sense of what I love, I need to see more of within my life. What I need to embrace more of within my life. So the Lovers really comes forward during this time and says, I'm needing to be in love with my world. And we're going to be making changes during this time around money, around career, that says, okay, you know what, excess spending on silly, foolish things, I'm not really into that anymore. Okay, you know what, having a career that I don't really like, not going to be into that. Let me see how I can branch myself forward, or let me see how my hobbies can fill a void. And we're going to see ourselves really making these fantastic changes that start to open up opportunities to us, that start to make us feel more empowered, more vocal, more in line with what we want. And there is a sense here that we do have to work with other people, or at least take other points of views. We're going to see that if we have one point of view and think, okay, well, it just has to be like that, it's going to be challenged. It's going to make us see things in a very opposite way. And by making us see things in an opposite way, we're getting a bigger picture. And that's going to be like kind of like an aha moment for all of us. This light bulb comes on and it's like, oh, I need to look at these two sides. I need to, hear what the other person is saying, see what the other person is saying. I can reject it completely because it's not relevant, and I can prove why to them, or I can see the validity in something that they're saying, maybe not all of it. And then that, because of that listening, because of that connection, because of taking the ego out of things and saying, it's not about my pride, it's about how well I move forward, how well I feel within my own life, my own self, that changes the game, because it's no longer going to be, well, if you say this, you're attacking me. It's like, okay, well, you're attacking this idea. And it can make it harder because during this time, especially, you put a little bit of yourself in it. You do. You put a little bit of yourself in everything that you do because of the divine gifts that come forward. And if we don't do this, when divine gifts come forward, it doesn't feel like we have divine gifts. It doesn't feel like we have gifts at all. It actually feels like there's something that we're missing, and it's going to be the utilization of these gifts. So during this time, don't at all downplay yourself. Don't at all, think that, oh my gosh, they're attacking me. Even if they are, it's like, okay, they're attacking this idea, or they have a problem with this. That's fine. But I'm secure within me. And being secure within ourselves is super hard. It sounds so easy, but we have the Ace of Pentacles coming in. So God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing us a gift of prosperity, of wealth, of abundance. And this becomes a game changer for us in a very real way. This becomes a way that we can look at what we're planting within our lives, what we want, the bigger picture of what we desire. And it's like, okay, well, how do I get there? How do I move forward? Where is it that I want to be? What is it that I'm developing? And there's a sense of almost like having the golden ticket. So you can go to the chocolate factory, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I won a lottery and I have to utilize this as best as humanly possible. And then we start to see ourselves looking into the world as the world becomes more open. And it's looking in and it's saying, where do I want to be? What is it that I desire? What is it that I'm looking for? How is it that I want to move within this world? And instead of the world feeling overwhelming, especially around career. Now, this is also a time where we start to make really powerful and impactful decisions around our career. Now, it can be that we look at things and we can decide, for some, it's going to be to decide to kind of to move states, to move countries, to move continents. There is this change that comes forward, and it's like, I need a change. I need to see how far I can push myself to get to where it is that I want to be. There is going to also be a sense of what we had originally thought would bring us so much happiness, so much joy. It isn't. And so we become more inquisitive. We become more like, well, where do I stand? What do I want? And how can I open up the doors for me powerfully, purposefully, dutifully towards where I need to be, soul and spirit. And it opens up the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is just, as we look at it, and it's like, oh, wow, there's more here. Now, this can also be the duality of juggling different projects during this time. This is a time, Taurus, if you have been thinking of kind of like doing two things at once, this is a time where you're actually going to be a really good multitasker. And with these different projects in the air, if you will push yourself, in that direction, if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to at all. You're going to find that there is a level of success that comes with that. And there's going to be this way that this one thing plays off the other thing that you're doing, and the way that you're moving forward, and they start to have this like symbiotic relationship. They start to feed each other in a brilliant way. And the Ace of Swords cuts through a lot of doubts, a lot of fears that have been had, that have been holding us back, that have been plaguing our mind. It's the sense of of fear that like I can't move forward, I can't go after what I want, I don't know what I have. The Ace of Swords comes in and it's like, oh, wait, yes, I do. Yes, I do know where it is that I want to be. Yes, I do have this clarity. And even it could be this big long term, like, how do I want to retire? Where is it that I want to be, in 20 years type of thing, or, in 5 years. And sitting in meditation, the crown chakra, with sitting in meditation or doing something that promotes meditation. It can be walking, you can go out and walk your dog, or just go walking, rambling on your own. There is going to be a sense of ideas coming, but the mind has to be open. The swords also represent the breath, okay? So swords represent air, pentacles represents earth. If you plant out in the garden or you do yard work or again you go for walks in nature, that's actually going to be a way to help increase the prosperity that moves you forward, to help increase your wealth. There's a sense here of cutting through so much, cutting through so many doubts and fears, but also embracing the power of the voice. So during this time, you're going to find that you speak up for yourself a bit more. And if you find that really difficult, it's saying, I have to. It's like, I have to say something or else I'll let this gift fall away. And every time we utilize the Ace of Swords during this month, every time we do, we gain just a little bit more power, a little more insight, a little more understanding. Things become bolder and better and bigger. And it moves us then to the Ace of Wands. This is our passion. This is the guiding light. Think of it as a lighthouse, right? That shows us, okay, there's rocks over here. Don't wreck up your boat. Like, don't wreck things is what I'm seeing. And what divinity is saying here is that there's a passion around career. There's a passion around, and there's a light around how I want to move forward, where it is that I want to be, what it is that I desire, what it is that I'm looking for. And there's a real sense here of gaining a greater understanding, gaining a greater sense of passion and desire and fire that illuminates the world, and really seeing things become more for us during this time. And this is also a sense of, what do I love? What do I need to feed within my life? What is the beauty that I need to surround me? There can be even a need to just make life beautiful, make your room beautiful, like the room that you spend the most time in beautiful, make your living area beautiful, make your world beautiful, because you're making yourself beautiful. And it doesn't mean that you're buying makeup and fancy clothes or anything like that. It means that there's a radiance from within that says, this is the passion of why I'm here. And we might be saying, like, how do you know this? Well, I believe very strongly that we as human beings know what we're not. We learn it. We do different things and we think, oh, that's not me. Oh, that's not me. And we learn by process of elimination who we are. For some of us, we're born with dreams within our hearts. They're just such a palpable part of us that it's like we can't differentiate the two. It's like, this was my dream, but this was also the first time I started being cognizant of me. And they are intertwined. If you are one of those people, which can be a blessing and a curse at the exact same time, that dream is really starting to gain light. That dream is really starting to come to the forefront, which can be super aggravating if you're like, listen, dream, I don't know how to make you come true. I don't know what to do here. Stop. Just stop. And it doesn't mean that if the dream, let's say, was to be an actor or a rock star, that you're going to be a A-list actor or you're going to be a rock star. But having music in your life, having theater in your life, that's going to be intrinsically important. It's also with creating, like, if you're a heart surgeon, if you're an engineer, it's creating a space within yourself to let the passion shine forward, to let the reason why you're there come forward to begin with. And all of a sudden, by holding space for this within ourselves, it's like, and letting this light shine, we've given it a power, we've given it a reason, we've given it a voice. And all of a sudden, it starts to lead us more and more and more within our lives. Because as we embrace what we love, which is hard to do, but Joseph Campbell said, follow your bliss. And following your bliss does not mean that you run away from everything else and you just do what you love, because life is about responsibility and it's hard and it's overwhelming at times. And what he is saying here is that as we embrace our bliss, as we embrace what brings us joy, we start to embrace ourselves more and more. And we become more of who divinity longed for us to be, created us to be. And the Four of Wands, now this is new job opportunities. This can be moving house. This can be moving jobs. I see this for some, this is a big move. It's like a lot of things have come into focus over this year because, over last year, because, it was super intense. And now we're saying, I want something different. I want something more from my life. I see what's intrinsically important to me and what isn't. And we start to kind of like have the world open to us in a really real way. And it can't just be within our minds. It can be that we're making a plan for 3 years down the road, I keep on seeing the number 3 here, but also working with maybe 3 other people during this time. But there is a sense of like, there is more here than what I had originally thought. And there's a sense of needing to celebrate. There's also a sense of needing to celebrate who we are and why we're in this space and what it is that we desire. And to just kind of embrace a dancing, embrace a beauty, embrace a brilliance that others might not understand why we need to walk this road, why we need to kind of do things a little bit against the grain of others, a little bit like everybody's walking this way and we need to veer off to the side and just raise our faces to the sun and say, like, I'm here, what do you want of me? And there's this real sense here when it comes to career. It's like, where does the world want me to go? How does divinity want me to move forward? What is it that I desire, I want, I need that's lacking? So that that void can be filled and the gifts can come in and the passion can be seen and the world doesn't seem like this overwhelmingly, chaotic place. It seems like, oh, yeah, it's chaotic, but these are my footsteps forward. And they might not be as many footsteps as somebody else. I might find where I want to stand relatively quickly. It might be in the same town or city that you're born in or that you've grown up in. And what you start to see is like, but there's nothing wrong with that. I didn't have to take the circuitous route. I stood there already. Now I just need to claim myself. And if you did take the circuitous route and you twisted all around and you fell and doubted and feared, now there's a sense of, oh, I'm coming back. I'm coming back to who I am, to what I need, to what I desire, to who it is that I want to be. And with money and career, it's like all of a sudden that changes you. It does. It changes you to have that spark. I mean, to not just be a drone, right? A drone bee a worker bee that just does and does and does. To have that beauty within your life. And it doesn't matter if at work, yeah, okay, you can be a worker bee. You do what you need to do. You go home and you let the beauty shine forward. It changes everything. It leads you to being a person that people seek out because there's a brilliance to you that they don't understand, but people feel. And they're drawn to it. Oh, they're drawn to it like a moth to a flame. And your flame is so important. It burns so brightly here. And it really does move you in such a way that it's exquisite. So let's see your spirit guide message. Taurus, April 2021, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. It is magical. It's a magical time. Look at all the gifts that you are given. Look at all the power that comes forward, especially for your career. For your career, it's a magical time because you're seeing things that you hadn't seen before. You're understanding things that you hadn't understood. And it was so funny. I was just thinking like, oh, I wish the magician would have crowned or rooted you because that would have been a utilization of all these gifts. But then magical comes, which is what the magician is. There's a sense of you don't need to be told by the tarot, okay, be the magician. Let the magic in and see how it transforms. Let's look at your spirit animal message. Taurus, April 2021, money and career. Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. We have here the cow spirit. And the cow spirit says that miracles are endless. The miracles don't have to be big. We like our miracles big. We like it, being like everybody in the world understands. Miracles can be astoundingly small. And yet, they are still miracles. The miracles are endless. It's time to open our eyes to them. Just like it's time to open our eyes to our gifts. It's this interwoven, it's like braiding, okay? What you're going to see here is that I just see this beautiful, like, it's a white-green light, okay? And it's tinged with gold. It has speckles of sparkle. And what we're going to see is it's woven. That's your creative energy. It's coming from the heart, so that's where the green comes from. The white is the sense of mystery, the sense of greater understanding, the sense of healing, the sense of the mind coming in. And you're going to see it kind of coming together in this very real way, in this way that you hadn't expected before. And all of a sudden, as it gets woven, that's you bringing a piece of yourself to what you're doing, to how you are creating, to how you are connecting. And what's going to be so interesting is that not everybody can do that. Actually, very few people can bring that spark forward. And there's going to be a sense of, people will say to you, well, I'm doing the same exact thing you're doing. Why isn't it coming out the same? It's kind of like the person who's a really good cook, and then you follow the directions exactly as they wrote them, and yours just doesn't come out the same. It's like, well, what am I doing wrong? That's what other people are going to feel when it's kind of like them tasting your sauce and then tasting another person's sauce. Like, your sauce is going to be delicious and rich and just beautiful. I'm seeing tomato sauce here, of course. And theirs is going to be like watery and weak. And that's the energy that you're bringing forward. It's just this sense of substance and beauty and power. Don't let it slip by. Just seriously, don't let it slip by. Your subconscious spirit animal message is the horse spirit. Freedom is yours. Freedom to create the way that you want to, freedom to move the way that you want to, freedom for the doors to be opened and to really move forward towards your blessing. The subconscious spirit message is compassion. Having compassion not only for others but for yourself, but also, especially with this energy to be mindful of the chariot, don't let your compassion let other people take advantage of you, because they will rather easily. And they'll say, oh, here's a person who's a really good worker. Here's a person with a really good head on their shoulders. Let me just use them until they drop, and then I'll go find somebody else to use. So compassion is going to be your blessing, but it's also going to be something that you really have to watch out for here. Your subconscious chakra message is universal light. You are that light right there. It shines from you. It's from the universe. It guides you forward. It is beautiful. It is passionate. It is brilliance. And it leads you then to your subconscious person message, which is the moon. This is fear. This is fear coming forward. And it's like, if you get out of your own head, if you get out of your own way, there is more here than meets the eye. This is taking the nightmares, and instead of saying, these are the fears that make me hide in the corner, or these are the fears that can ruin my life, we conquer those fears. And we say, these are now the bodyguards that follow me, because look at the fears that I've conquered. Look at the strength that I have. It's a hard one, but it's a powerful one. I still struggle with the fears. It's like, and the subconscious tarot message is the Knight of Pentacles. You're most definitely taking this gift of money. Absolutely. Absolutely. It could come as a kind of like lottery winning. It can come as, a promotion. It can come as starting a side project. You're definitely taking this. And as the Knight of Pentacles, you're not going to let any grass grow under your feet. It's like, I have to move forward this way. I have to go after this. Nobody's going to stop me. I'm going after what I want, period, end of discussion. And the people who do try to stop you, who do try to take away this blessing and this beauty that is around you, you'll find that you have no patience for them whatsoever. It's slow go. It is. The Knight of Pentacles does not move fast, but the Knight of Pentacles has the most solid and beautiful foundation. All right, Taurus. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. And I'm so excited about these blessings that are coming forward for you. May we end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we let the blessings come in, as we let our passion guide us forward, and as we let ourselves celebrate what we do right and the progress that we have made. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Taurus.